CATIA V5 how to pattern elements within a part and afterwards within an assembly. So the case study will be this lifting chain. So I will put the link in the video description. This is from GrabCAD. And I already have the model downloaded over here. This will be the lifting chain. And we're going to see that this, as it has been saved as a step file, will be added like a single part in CATIA with drag and drop. So we have the model loaded over here. We're going to see the product tree over here. So we have the lifting chair. This is the part. And afterwards, we're going to have multiple part bodies. If I will fit everything in, we're going to see that the chain will look like this. Now, if you want to further pattern this, for example, I want to hide this last component. So I will select it and go to hide. And now for the previous chain element over here, if I will select it, I will see that this will be solid 5 over here. Currently I'm within part design, and let's see, if I will go and I want to do a rectangular pattern. For the object to pattern, we're going to see over here, we're going to have the current solid. I will click over here. So this will take the current solid, as we can see. I can click it like this, and we're going to see that the selected feature doesn't belong to the current body. That means that if I will add a reference like this, if I will hit preview, let's say that I want to add a spacing of 60 over here with reverse, we're going to see that the element will not be patterned. This is because previously, before I would start the rectangular pattern, I should specify within CATIA where I want to have that pattern added at the product tree. So I know that this is the last component. I can select over here, I can right click, defining work object. And over here within the same chain, if I will go and have this patterned, we're going to see that again we have the following notification. But now I can select a reference. So for example, I can select that axis. And if I will add a spacing of 60, we're going to see that I can add an additional chain element over here. The only drawback of this is that this will be directly added under the same solid body over here. Therefore, if I would to add various constraints, both of these elements will be considered a single one, and that will, let's say, create additional problems further along if you want to use this workaround over here. Another solution would be, for example, with this one, so solid 15. If I will Control C and afterwards, if I will go over here, defining work object on the large part, and I will paste this, we're gonna see that this will go over here. So it will have the same name over here. I can right click properties and I can change the name. For example, I want this to be 19. And afterwards, I should move this, so I can snap the compass automatically with that. And we're going to see that it will jump like this. And if I will try to move it, this will be 2002 millimeters. If I will leave it, this will copy that. So the main advantage is that now this will be an individual part body within the same part, so not like we had over here where I added it as a rectangle. And if I would go and further take this to an assembly, it will be better. But still, since this is everything within the same part, there will be additional problems if I will try to add some let's say, mates between those. And especially if this will be a mechanism, if I would try to add various type of joint, again, it will be problematic since they are within the same part. Now, if I will go to File, New, and I will create a new product, the product will become blank, so the newly created one. But I can drag and drop the existing part, which is this step. So I can drag and drop it over here. Again, I will frame it since this hasn't been modeled onto the origin. And now over here, I can select this. And if I will press Ctrl E within assembly design, this will allow me to do a multi-instantiation. So we see over here I can specify how many instances I want, what will be the spacing, and also what will be the axis. This multi-instantiation can be used like this, but if you want to make a chain, it will be highly recommended to make each individual element of the chain an individual part, and afterwards use the multi-instantiation. Because if I will click OK now, you're gonna see that we're gonna have all of those elements, but all will be nested within the same part. So if I will go over here within lifting chain 7, all of these elements will be added over here as a single part, even though they are within different part bodies. So also we're going to have some links between components. So if I will hide one within a copy, since they are all the same object, everything will be hidden in all of those. So in this case, I will highly recommend to only select a single element over here. So a single link, single chain link over here, and have that saved separately, but as a part, not as a part body. And afterwards, within assembly design, we can rapidly multiply those using the array. So we have the possibility over here, either using fast multi-instantiation, which is Ctrl D, or we can use to define a multi-instantiation with Ctrl E. So these are the default hotkeys. Okay, so this is how you can edit step files. I will also leave the link for the file in the video description, so you can give it a try as well. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will position a similar video on the left side, and to the right I will add a subscribe button. So that's it for this. Thanks for watching.